Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. There's a moment in every man's life when he feels the sting of loss. Not just any loss, but the kind that reaches deep into your soul. She left. Maybe slowly, maybe suddenly. Maybe she stopped texting, stopped appreciating you, or walked away without ever explaining why. And now you're left with the silence, the doubt, the endless questions. But brother, here's the truth no one is telling you. She's watching, whether silently through social media or quietly in her thoughts. She's watching to see what kind of man you become without her. This video's not about games. It's not about begging or chasing. It's about becoming the kind of man she never thought she could lose. The kind of man who doesn't need to ask her to come back, because she'll find her way back on her own, drawn to the power she once overlooked. We're going to break this down into 4 deep chapters, each rooted in ancient masculine wisdom, modern psychology, and the emotional clarity you need right now. We'll talk about female behavior, your purpose, your value, and what truly makes a woman regret losing a good man. This is not revenge. This is not bitterness. This is rebirth. If you've ever been left, ignored, or replaced, this one is for you. Drop a comment below and tell us your story. Your voice matters here. We read every single one. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Art of Silent Strength. How distance becomes power. Listen to me carefully, brother. When she pulls away, your first instinct is to close the distance, to explain, to plead, to convince her you're the right choice. But you have to understand one of the oldest truths known to men across history, from the samurai of Japan to the Stoics of ancient Rome. Your value is felt most in your absence, not in your begging. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." When she leaves, it hurts. It's meant to. That pain is telling you something. You were too available, too predictable, too easily conquered. She doesn't want to see you collapse. She doesn't want to see you turn into a child asking for love. Even if she doesn't admit it, her instincts want to know, will he stand tall without me? Silence is not ignoring her out of spite. It's reclaiming your ground. It's telling the world and her that your worth is not up for debate. When you disappear, you give her the gift of wondering. Is he moving on? Is he changing? Is another woman noticing him? Did I underestimate him? Women have a far deeper emotional imagination than we often realize. She will build entire fantasies in her mind if you leave her in the dark. But here's the hard part. You can't fake it. You can't just wait in silence hoping she'll call. That's not power. That's just manipulation. You must truly begin the process of letting go, of accepting she might never come back, and that you'll be fine anyway. Because the paradox is this: she'll only come back if you genuinely no longer need her to. The Spartans taught their sons to endure pain without complaint. To be stoic was not to feel nothing, but to master the feeling. When you want to text her most, don't. When you want to stalk her social media, stop. When you want to prove you're better off, remain silent. Your silence is the forge where your new self is made. She will notice. She will think. She will remember every good thing you did. And when she does, that's when the seed of regret is planted. But even if she doesn't come back, you win. Because you become the man who doesn't chase what doesn't want to be kept. Drop a comment below and share if you've ever broken your silence too soon. Let's talk about how we can hold our ground as men. Chapter 2. Building your kingdom. The magnetic power of purpose. Let's talk about something most men don't understand. Something that changes everything whether she comes back or not. Brother, women are not drawn to men who need them. They're drawn to men who are building something with or without them. Think about it. Throughout history, kings didn't chase peasants, warriors didn't beg for affection before battle, Great men made their mark and women sought them out, not for what they gave, but for what they were. Your purpose is your kingdom. When she leaves, it creates a void. The mistake most men make is trying to fill that void with her, obsessing over texts, checking her social media, imagining what she's doing with someone else. That energy is sacred. It's the fire in your belly, and if you aim it at your purpose instead of your pain, you become unstoppable. The Stoics taught that you cannot control the external world, only your response to it. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." She leaving? That's outside your control. How you respond, entirely yours. Don't sit there hoping she'll miss you. Build something she can't ignore. Hit the gym, not just to look good, but to reclaim discipline. Focus on your work, not for money alone, but for meaning. Deepen your skills, not to impress her, but to impress yourself. Reconnect with your brothers. Iron sharpens iron. Women watch more than they speak. Even if you're apart, she will hear about you leveling up, or see it, or sense it in your calm. When you have purpose, you speak differently. Your eyes are clearer. Your voice is calmer. You don't ask for love, you offer it. And that shift is magnetic. But here's the truth many won't tell you. You don't do this for her. You do it for you. Because if you rebuild your kingdom only to win her back, you're still a beggar wearing a crown. You have to want it, even if she never sees it. You have to want it because you see it. And here's the paradox. That's when she'll feel the pull. Because women are drawn to men who don't revolve around them. Remember, you are the sun. She can orbit you, but you don't move for her. Drop a comment below and tell me, what part of your kingdom will you build first? Your body, your business, your mind? Let's talk about it. Chapter 3. Understanding female nature. Why she pulls away and how to make her regret. Brother, listen carefully. A woman pulling away is one of the most emotional and confusing experiences a man can have. You go from texts all day to silence, from warmth to coldness, from affection to distance that feels like it cuts you in half. And most men, they fall apart. But here's what I want you to hear with absolute clarity. Her pulling away is rarely truly about you, but how you respond reveals everything about you. Most men don't fail with women because they're not good enough. They fail because they don't understand female nature at all. And don't blame yourself. Society doesn't teach you this. Your mother, your teachers, the movies, they all tell you, just be nice, just love her, just be there. But love alone isn't enough. Women aren't looking for love that is weak and unconditional to the point of self-betrayal. They are wired by millennia of survival instincts. In ancient times, a woman who chose poorly died. Starvation, vulnerability to attack, exile from the tribe. She had to learn to test, to evaluate, to sense weakness or fear. She needed to know the man beside her wouldn't crumble in the face of danger. That ancient wiring is still there, even if modern women don't always realize it. That's why they test. When she goes cold, when she ignores your calls, when she suddenly cancels plans, when she flirts with other men in front of you, it is often not cruelty, it is instinct. It's a test to see if you will betray your center. She wants to know, will you beg and plead? Will you lash out in anger? Will you sulk like a wounded child? Or will you remain the man who does not bend? Remember the samurai. They trained to hold absolute stillness in chaos. Their power was not merely in the sword, but in the mind that could not be shaken. A samurai could witness his comrade fall and still remain calm, could face 5 enemies alone and not tremble. That is the essence of masculine strength women still crave today, even if they won't admit it. Because here's the brutal truth most won't tell you. Women desire a man whose emotional stability is greater than their own. They want to know that when they're emotional, you are calm. When they're lost, you're sure. When they test you, you pass. So why does she pull away? Because she wants to see what you'll do. Because she wants to know if your interest is genuine or desperate. Because she wants to know if you have options. Because she wants to see if you'll become unstable. Most men fail this test spectacularly. They send her essay-length messages explaining themselves. They show up at her job with flowers. They insult her when she says she wants space. They beg. All of this reveals one thing: weakness. And once she sees that weakness, respect dies, and with it, attraction. But here's what the strong man does. He lets her go, not because he doesn't care, but because he understands caring doesn't mean clinging. He understands that love offered from fear is not love, it is need. He knows his worth. He doesn't need to convince her of it. He's too busy becoming even better. That's the paradox women don't say out loud. When you give her space, she remembers your presence. When you don't chase, she feels your absence. When you stay grounded, she feels her own uncertainty. You must become the man who haunts her thoughts, not because you forced her, but because you refused to lose yourself. Listen, she might leave because she's confused about what she wants. She might leave because she thinks she can do better. She might leave because she's afraid of how much she cares. She might leave because she thinks you're too calm to care. Let her. Your job is not to stop her. Your job is to become the man who makes her question her choice every single day she's gone. You do this in silence, by not explaining yourself 100 times, by not watching her stories and liking every post, by not sending that "I miss you" text at 2 a.m., by not telling her you'll change in ways that betray who you are. Instead, you level up. You get stronger physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. You invest in your mission. You sharpen your mind. You expand your kingdom. Because here's the truth about women: most men ignore. They want the man they chose to remain strong. She may think she wants you to chase, but if you do, she'll lose interest. She may think she wants your constant reassurance, but if you give it, she'll stop valuing it. Instead, you show her who you are: a man who doesn't need her approval, a man who can walk away if he's disrespected, a man who will not plead to be loved, a man who is willing to lose her before he loses himself. This is the man she will remember, because over time, her certainty will crack. She'll remember how you made her laugh. She'll remember how safe she felt in your presence. She'll remember your ambition, your discipline, your strength. She'll compare other men to you and find them lacking. And even if her ego won't admit it, her heart will know what she lost. But here's the catch you must accept. You don't do this to manipulate her. You don't do it to get her back. You do it because this is who you are now. The man who stays unbothered, unbroken, and unmoved in his purpose. The man who knows his worth and refuses to sell it cheap. This is the man she regrets losing. This is the man she dreams of when she's alone. This is the man whose name she can't forget. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you seen a woman test you like this? How did you handle it? Let's discuss what true masculine strength really means. Chapter 4. Becoming the man she can't replace. Living so powerfully. She has no choice but to return. Listen carefully, brother. Everything we've talked about so far, your silence, your purpose, your understanding of her tests, all leads to one final truth. You don't just want her to come back. You want to become the man she can't replace. The man who lives in her mind long after she's walked away. The man she measures every other man against and finds them all lacking. Because let's be brutally honest, women will always have options. There's always another man waiting to take your place. Another man who will slide into her DMs the moment you break up. Another man who will promise her the world just to get a chance. Another man who will bend over backward to please her, thinking gifts and words will buy her loyalty. But here's the timeless wisdom most modern men have forgotten. A woman doesn't stay because of what you give her. She stays because of who you are. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said it best. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Most men waste their time waiting. Waiting for her to call. Waiting for her to realize her mistake. Waiting for her to see your worth. Waiting for closure that never comes. But you don't become unforgettable by waiting. You become unforgettable by living. by living so fully, so powerfully, so undeniably that leaving you was the worst mistake she ever made. Let me be clear, this is not about manipulating her. It's about transforming yourself so thoroughly that she can't find another you, even if she searches the entire earth. Because true masculine power is rare. Most men today are weak, reactive, aimless. And that is exactly why women test. They want to believe they've found the exception. Your job is to become that exception. What does that look like in practice? You become a man of discipline, not just hitting the gym for vanity, but forging mastery over your body. Discipline is magnetic. It tells her you can commit, you can struggle, you can overcome. When you train your body, you train your mind. She'll see the change, yes, but more importantly, she'll sense your self-control. She'll see a man who doesn't give in to temptation or weakness. She'll know that if you can master yourself, you can handle her storms. You become a man of value, not chasing money for flashy cars or shallow status, but building real impact, your work, your art, your mission. This becomes your legacy. Men who build, who lead, who change the world in small or big ways, they cannot be replaced. Women are drawn to men with a purpose that burns brighter than their need for approval. Because your mission tells her, I don't need you to complete me. I am complete. You're welcome to join me, but I will keep going either way. You become a man of emotional intelligence. This is where most men fail. They rage when tested. They sulk when hurt. They crumble when challenged, but you will not. You will lead. You will comfort without coddling. You will hold boundaries without losing your cool. You will know when to walk away. Emotional intelligence is your secret weapon. Because women live in emotion, they want to know they can pour out their chaos and you won't drown. They want to know you can handle their storms without creating your own. You become a man of standards. This one will test you the most. You don't accept disrespect. You don't tolerate games. You don't settle for a woman who doesn't truly value you. Most men say they have standards, but the moment she bats her eyes, they fold, not you. Your standards aren't negotiable. You don't compromise self-respect for her attention, because you know a man who accepts disrespect once will accept it forever. She may fight you on this, she may push, but deep down, she'll respect you more for holding the line. Now here's the truth no one wants to tell you. You might not get her back. You might do everything right and still watch her choose someone else. And that's okay. Because what you'll get is better. You'll get the respect of other women who see your strength. You'll get the loyalty of friends who witness your growth. You'll get the quiet pride of knowing you didn't sell yourself short. You'll get peace knowing you lived by your code. And ironically, that's often when she returns. Because when you stop needing her, you become the man she truly needs. When you stop waiting for her, you become the man she wishes was waiting. But by then, you might not even want her back. Because you'll see her clearly, her flaws, her immaturity, her tests. You'll know you don't need her. You can choose her, or you can choose better. If you do take her back, it won't be from weakness. It will be from abundance. She will feel that shift. She will know the games won't work. She will know she can't threaten to leave because you can let her. She will know she lost something rare. In the East, the samurai spoke of the Fudoshin, the immovable mind, the warrior's calm that could not be shaken by threats or chaos. Women crave this even if they don't admit it, because the world is uncertain. They want a man who is certainty itself, the man who doesn't break when she tests him, the man who doesn't beg when she threatens to leave, the man who remains calm even when she throws her worst at him. She'll test you because she wants to know you can handle her. She'll come back because she'll realize no one else can, but only if you truly become that man. Not the man who pretends, not the man who plays games, not the man who says all the right words but has no backbone. The man who is truly, deeply, unshakably strong. So drop a comment below and tell me, what part of yourself will you work on first to become irreplaceable? Your discipline, your mission, your emotional strength, your standards? Let's inspire each other to be better. And if you found value in this, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with a brother who needs to hear this. Subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe for more timeless wisdom and real talk. Because here, we're not just chasing women, we're building men worth chasing. And that, brother, is how you become the man she can't replace.